niggas with attitude. And we don't mean it in like the type of way, like the bigot type of way. We mean it as in as we talking to each other. I'm gonna be like, niggas, shut up or something like that.
What it do? This is another episode of Nigga Witta Podcast. I'm your host, Lance Amelia. I got my co-host right here, my main man, Mel. What's happening with you, brother?
Man, you know what it is. It's your main man, Mel. Just over here kicking it with my man, Lance Amelia. We just over here keeping it a bill. Kicking that real spill and it's coming at you real fast. You now tuned in to it.
Nigga Witta Podcast. Hey, man, I got my motherfucking special guest right here. A-Train, legendary. This man is a motherfucking legend. This man is the motherfucking, the original Birdman. Oh, am I tripping? Because he's the number one stunner in that way, y'all. In that way. Put some respect on his name.
Yeah, right.
Put some respect on A-Train's motherfucking name, man. This nigga done iced out everybody if you were somebody and you was in Salt Lake. How you feeling, my man?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Thanks for having me, my G.
Oh, man, thanks for coming, man. It's an honor.
Right on, fellas.
Word. So, like, how did you get into that jewelry, man? Let's kick off with that shit, man.
Jewelry?
Yeah.
Man, I fell into that shit like a bucket of wet paint. Homie. I tell you what, I came upon a little, on the kit, I ordered, hit a guy in Texas, little Asian man, real broken English.
They always got the jewelry.
Yeah,
shout out to the Asians.
No disrespect.
Oh, shout out to the Asians,
you know
too.
But, yeah,
got the jewelry.
Communication wasn't real well. He hit me, like $1.50, $1.75.
Okay.
And I thought it was just for the mold, and I'm like, damn, all right, cool. So it came in the mail, and sure enough, I mean, it was like it was a kit, you know what I mean?
Okay.
And so
like the mold kit.
Yeah, it was like everything, you know what I mean? It wasn't just a little bit, big old bags of the mold,
so he plugged
the alginate. Yeah, you know what I mean? I didn't know. He sent me a like a commercial kit, you know what I mean, to put me into business, and that's what he did, you know what I mean? I just jumped in it. I started doing them out of the house for a few months, and it just turned into something, you know what I mean? I just thought I had people coming in and out of the house for a little while, and you know.
Oh, so you was doing them out the house?
Oh
for
yeah, for a couple months and shit. You know what I mean? It really got to the point where my girl was like, "Who is that? Who is that?" And people calling and shit.
I believe
so,
it.
So I just found me a little spot and just jumped into it.
Right.
Man.
And what year was that, man?
Oh, that was 2006.
2006. Yeah, I remember that. That shit was crazy. 06, baby.
I graduated in 06.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? So,
what other type of jewelry and stuff you make, man? You make other jewelry and stuff? Or do grills?
Yeah, I used to do the custom pieces. You know what I mean? I did a lot of, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, it just is what it was what it was. You know what I mean? Like, there was no store around here, so I didn't even have to do a whole lot of promotion, man. It was word of mouth because nobody had ever heard of that. There was no grill spot.
Right.
There was no place to get nothing chunky, nothing big. You know what I mean? Nothing diamond. You know, all you had to just regular little jewelry stores. You know what I mean? Right. And so it was, man. It just was word of mouth. People just started following through. You know.
Right. Cause I remember I went and got my bottoms. I had my tops. I ordered my tops from out of the Source magazine. Shout out to the Source magazine.
Yeah.
I got my shit. My shit was chunky.
Yeah, man. I had people come. Yeah, I mean.
And then I was like, man, I need bottoms. So
all around the town, I had people, and then Ogden, and then Provo, and I mean, then started getting people in Idaho. I had people that was driving down from Wyoming and shit like that. Just
so you was making moves everywhere.
Yeah, well, they were just coming to me. You know what I mean? Like I had people coming down off the reservation and stuff. Like it was crazy, and the different type of people that came in. I had besides like the hood and all, the regulars that you see, you know what I mean, who you'd expect, in your urban community, all that stuff. I had like the tattoo dudes coming in, you know what I mean? The dudes be all sleeved down. Yeah. They want that Captain Jack look with just one here and one here.
Fat.
You know what I mean?
That Nelly.
Yeah, and come in. I was like, and it'd just be crazy, the different crowd that it brought in. You know what I mean? People would walk in. Sometimes I think they was looking for directions, and they'd be like, "Is this the grill shop?" And I'd be like, "Yeah." And they'd be like, "I want to get a grill." And I'd be like, "No shit." I'd be like,
"Yeah, I seen you on the news too." That nigga has on the news with the grills. I said, "Man, that boy Train eating." That boy Train. Hey, you probably got some music of mine chilling in your studio in your catalog.
Guarantee I do, man. Guarantee.
Yeah, because I remember we used to go to his studio. We used to go to your grill shop. We wasn't even buying shit. We was in there rapping.
It was though. It was just a spot to hang out. It was just a cool place to slide through. You know what I mean? Some people just come through just because they heard about it. You know what I mean? Just walk in and just look around and be like, "Oh shit, yeah, I heard about this place." And so yeah, it was cool. You know, I miss it. You know what I mean?
I got 6 on the bottom. My shit was 6 on the bottom with the clustered canaries.
Yeah.
Okay. You was shining on them?
Oh yeah, bro. I was like 17, 18. That's
when we met.
Was back in the day. Yeah,
that's when I met you.
Was you wearing the church though?
Man, crazy.
Hey, this is what we like to do, man.
Yeah,
you know,
I wore my grill to church. I've done that. I've done it.
It's a lot of crazy shit that's going on, man. I don't know if you're a religious man or not, but you know we talk about this. You know, it's a lot of dirty pastors and stuff out there, man. What's your take on that? You know,
who, me?
Yeah.
Oh man, I don't really know too much. I know that they mad at one right now, the one that got the airplane.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
and see, that's why I wanted to bring this up though. You know, you got people who ain't really doing good and they giving 10% to the church. You going on buying jets. You know what I'm saying?
He bought like a jet, like.
But you know, but my thing is, I mean,
a Lear jet.
I don't know, like. It's his work, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
so talk that shit.
Yeah,
See, that's where I stand.
It is, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, I don't know.
Right.
I don't know. Some people say, you know, they're using God or whatever, but you know, I don't know. I don't understand.
It's a good hustle though.
Yeah. Is that what it is? Is it a hustle? I guess I can't speak on that. I
told Mel this. I said, hey man, don't be knocking the pastors, man.
Hey, I ain't knocking them. They do what they do.
They gonna pull up on me.
But it is cold. You know what I mean?
I'll pull it up on you.
It is cold because you know they will take. They'll take their what do you guys call them, the congregation? They'll take their last,
man.
You know what I mean? Yeah, and I do, you know, so I do know stuff like that. I hear stuff like that.
Is it they last or is it they first? No, I was playing. That was some pastor talk right there. That was slick.
You know, I've heard people say they don't give a shit if you can afford it or not. They want it from you. You know what I mean? And that's weird to me. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like they should be able to do what they can rather than what you know. This is what you got to give, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like that's kind of crazy to me.
Well, I think you probably did a couple pastors' grills.
You probably did.
They probably pulled up on this nigga trade. He didn't even know it. That's Pastor. I don't know. Pastor Ice.
Yeah. Lance Emil needs to be a pastor, man.
Oh man, don't do that.
What you say?
I'll have a grill. I'll be a pastor with a grill.
Hey.
Fuck right. I'll go to train.
Y'all seen the cussing pastor, man?
Yeah.
I heard of him?
Yeah. I know who that is. That nigga's
the
But anyways.
Thing about it is, though.
Anyways, back to the this nigga's jewelry and shit. This nigga jewelry selection crazy.
Yeah, it used to be cool, man. It used to be cool. It really was.
Man, you a motherfucking legend, man. I'm still shocked that I got you here.
Oh, man, thanks for having me, dog.
Yeah. I was like, damn, dog.
I'm an old mustache, you know what I mean? So I appreciate it, G.
You still got the studio and shit?
Oh yeah, that's my thing. That's always been my thing. You know what I mean? Like
that's
how long you been into that? The music making shit.
Oh man, bro. Like, I'm old, homie. Like I said, I started rapping in 85.
85?
8th grade talent show, man.
8th grade
talent. Yeah, you know what I mean?
I was born 86.
Are you shitting me?
87.
That nigga was rapping when I was barely
and that, you know, that's real shit.
That's hard, though, man. Congratulations.
And before then, I was into breakdancing, you know what I mean? Back when it just very first started, you know what I mean? I never was much into tagging, you know what I mean? I used to go run around with a couple homies, and I'd fill in for them, block, you know what I mean? Be like, spray this, you know, do this. All right, cool. Fill it in and shit, but rapping.
You grew up out here?
Yeah, my whole life, bro.
Right.
Rapping, man. 85, man. I was in 8th grade, and I used to walk home with this little dude named Dennis Ravada, and this fool would freestyle all the way home. All the way home, he would just freestyle about whatever, and I used to think it was the coolest shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
and so I go home, and I couldn't freestyle for. I still can't, you know what I mean? I ain't gonna lie, you know what I mean? But so I go home and write me a couple little bars and shit, and then I spit them to him after school, and he'd be like, "Yeah, that's dope. Add on to it."
Facts.
And I go home and add a little bit more and shit, and that, you know. But yeah, 8th grade talent show. You know who? Ike. You know,
Ike
Keller.
Okay, he was in your talent show?
Yeah, man. What? Ike's the only person that I could say been rapping as long as me.
Ike was rapping?
Yeah, that was 8th grade talent show. It was me, Ike. That dude Dennis Ravada and a kid named Ebony Johnson.
Where was this at? What school?
Glendale.
Oh, okay. Y'all went to Glendale? Okay, that's hard. Yeah, shout out to Glendale.
Yeah, hell yeah. That's the turf, you know what I'm saying?
Word up.
Yeah,
that's where getting into the music starts, you know, freestyling.
Yeah, you know, and that's what it was, you know what I mean? And probably because Dennis was so on point with the freestyle back then, it made me shy because he was just hard, you know what I mean? So I go home and think of some cool shit to say to him.
She was inspiring.
Yeah, you know what I mean? But Yeah, but you know, and that was just always my thing. Yeah, and I was always a writer. You know what I mean? Never really sharpened up my sword so much for freestyling. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And now it's normal. You know what I mean? Like back in the day when I used to have battles with people, some people would frown on it. They'd be like, "Oh, this motherfucker wrote his shit."
Yeah.
But now that's the norm. You know what I mean? Those you know, all those, that's the way they do it. But back then, you know, I didn't want to lose, so I was like, shit, you know, I'm writing all my shit, you know. But yeah, so I've always been a writer.
Ahead of time, man. That's hard.
Yeah, you know, yeah.
That's history right there. Salt Lake history, man.
Take
That's
the
dope.
for that.
I'll take
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
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 yeah. Word up. Well, this a nigga with a podcast, man. You know what I'm saying? With a podcast for the Caucasian homies that don't want to say the N-word, can't say the N-word. It's okay. We got you. Witta, W-I-T-T-A, podcast. Let's go, baby. We got A-Train up in this motherfucker. You feel me? Turned up. We turned up. Yeah.
OG perspective on the ones and twos.
So it's like this, bro. You like the originator of the jewelry game, like for real. Cause I remember you had color stones in your shop and everything back in the day, 06. You know what I mean? So it's like, how do you feel at this point with the way hip hop is, like, you know, with the jewelry and everything?
Man.
Did you see it going that way? That's why you was like, man, fuck it,
But it's always been there, bro. It's just always been a part of the hip hop culture.
Cause you
know
coming
what I
from
mean?
'85.
Oh,
So
yeah, always from the hip hop culture.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
right,
And
right.
like, you know, yeah, just. Like I said, I just fell into it. You know, I've always liked jewelry. You know, I always just have my little pieces back in the day, try to get pieces.
Right.
You'd see the 3-finger rings and shit. I go out of town and go looking for them and whatnot and stuff like that. But, yeah, just, I don't know. You know what? Like, same thing. Like, back with rap, when it happened, I was just a little ahead of the curve. You know what I mean? I just was in it. Trying
Innovator.
before, you know what I mean? The same thing with the jewelry. Even though there's nobody here now, and it ain't like there's a whole bunch of shops. But, like, I mean, I was Ben Baller before Ben Baller was Ben Baller. You know what I mean? He probably jumped off about the same time I did. You know what I mean?
Right.
But he did it in Cali. So all of a sudden, you got a bigger audience. You got more motherfuckers that's going to, you know, get their pieces and done and shit like that. Now,
Right.
You know what I mean? But...
Cause you got TV Johnny was around.
Yeah, he was
TV
there.
Johnny.
Yeah.
Cause I remember that shit. No, Paul Wall wasn't even making grills.
I had a dude walk
at that
into
time, not like that.
I had a dude walk into my shop one time, man, and that's what he told
probably
me.
was.
He said, "I thought you was Paul Wall, dog." When he first came in,
that
sat
nigga was
down, bald and
icy.
shit. Yeah, you know what I mean. But
Icy.
it was funny as shit. But he came in and really did this double take on me. It was funny as hell. But
man, I love it, man. I remember them days, bro. That shit was legendary, man. I used to have Calico up there.
Yeah, it was just
everybody. You
yeah,
had
it was
everybody.
cool.
I met a lot of rappers at your shop too.
Yeah, I met a lot. That's when I met a lot of just the younger generation. All those dudes. You know what I mean? That's when I met you, Calico, Blocks, Six. Who else? Oh man, the Get Back Click. A lot of those dudes. You know what I mean? They was all coming in the shop, and you know, there wasn't even nothing that I planned. But can I put my CD in here, Train? Yeah, for sure. Before I know it, I set up a little thing, and stick them up there, man. If I sell them, I'll sell them. You know, just. I
remember you had a fucking Scorpion medallion. I wanted so bad. I was like, man, I'm gonna get my shit right. I used to look at this chain all the time. That motherfucker was chunky too.
Is it hard? Like, how long do it usually take you to make a grill? You know what I'm saying?
About a week.
About a week?
Yeah, they take about a week. Yeah.
You set the stones and everything?
No, I don't do all that.
You
bro.
shoot it back to the plug and then you shoot it back.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I just do the
But
molds
you just do
and
the
all
molds
that stuff. Yeah, put together.
But they'll get it
and all
back
that
to you
stuff.
within the week.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, it takes about a whole week to process. You know
that
what I mean?
shit's lit.
Yeah.
Man, I miss grills.
Yeah, I still got the plug, man. You just gotta get
I know.
I
was
still
supposed to buy
got
a
the
grill
plug.
from this
Yeah,
nigga a couple times.
I still got it. You know what I mean?
My shit. People threw my shit away. And I lost it.
It happens.
Like, hey, we got the man right here. So
Yeah, the man right here. I remember one time I was at Denny's, nigga, and I left my grill for like an hour, I swear.
Yeah.
It was at the table and shit or whatever. I was like, I can't.
Man, I just learned to stop taking them out.
Man,
I just
because you
them
take it out
to
when you
and
eat.
shit, you know what I mean?
I wrapped it
Wrap
up
them
in a
your
napkin.
You set it on your thing and
Forget about it.
I ain't
you
lying,
forget about
man.
it, throw it
I was
away.
like, God
The
damn.
same thing I do with my motherfucking phone in my pocket. On my drive and shit. I hop right out the wheel, drop it right on the face.
Word.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's too funny.
Man.
Hell yeah. So what's new with you, man? What you been doing? I know you taking trips and all that.
Nah, man. Shit, I'm just maintaining. Dog.
Hey.
Yeah, I'm good, man. Take care of the family.
Right.
You know,
Right.
shit, you know?
Hell yeah. That's
Stay
what it's
out of
about.
trouble, man.
Yeah, got a couple little things.
Yeah.
You know, in the pipeline that I'm working on.
Word.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
When that comes about, I'll talk to you about it. When that
Hell yeah.
happens,
Well, you
know?
can come back anytime,
Yeah,
man.
for
You know what I'm
sure,
saying?
man.
This nigga with a podcast. We want that cloth talk. We want all that good shit, you know? That exclusive shit, you know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So when it comes to this music shit,
Uh-huh.
if you could work with anybody, who would it be?
Oh man, it's been a long time, bro. It's been a long time, but I got favorite producers. I'd fuck with Alchemist.
Okay.
I'd fuck with Muggs.
Damn,
You know what I mean? I like their sound. You know what I mean? Even though it's probably not like the sound right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
I'll
those
fuck with
are
Alchemist.
those are producers that you know what I mean? Yeah, Alchemist, Muggs.
Muggs.
You know, yeah,
Who's Muggs?
DJ Muggs.
Okay.
Yeah, Cypress Hill. He
Oh,
produces
Cypress
for
Hill.
them. Yeah, DJ Muggs.
Hell yeah. I like Cypress Hill.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah, you know.
Good shit. Good shit.
Very legendary.
Yeah. So who's your first like influential artist that you fucked with? Like, all right, I'm a fucking. I fuck with they shit. LL Cool J or something.
No, Karis.
Yeah, LL Cool J's hard.
Boogie Down Productions, man.
Ah, Boogie Down Production. Shout out to
that
Boogie
was,
Down
That was the
Productions.
shit. You know what I mean? Back in the day, I remember when you could look at the whole rap section and it was like this much from A to Z. Like,
Yeah.
you could see everybody who was right there. And I ain't
Oh,
gonna
for
lie.
real?
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. And back then, like, yeah, you had everybody, you know, the Eric B, Rock, all that, whatever. And I remember just looking at the CDs and shit, and you still didn't know who N.W.P was because hip hop was so new back then. And I just remember looking and they on the cover with the guns.
Yeah.
And shit, him and table full of guns, and they was holding shit. And I was like, ooh, what's that? Criminal Minded. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna buy this one right here. You know what I mean? And yeah.
That's fucking funny.
Yeah.
So you saying that there was not a lot of artists out there?
Oh, I mean,
That
just
time,
the
like
regulars, bro.
nationwide. You think?
Yeah, dog. Like when they talk about the golden era. I mean,
'Cause
because that's all you had was Eric B and Rakim.
So
You had,
85 talent show. How old were you, man?
shit. 85, I was probably, what are you, 8th grade? 13, 14?
Hell yeah.
13,
Damn, nigga. So
14,
you was
yeah.
active then.
Oh, yeah, bro. And
That's
then,
hard.
went into high school. 88 is when I
You went to where you high school you went to?
South High.
Oh, that's when they still had South
Oakland,
High.
Yeah, you know what I
that's
mean?
dope.
Yeah, I'll tell you, I'm my own mustache, homie. I
This
got
nigga
I got summers on me, G.
Hey, son,
I
that
got
nigga
summers
boy,
on me.
that
You know what I
nigga said
mean?
South High.
Yeah, for real. But
I
no,
fuck with it.
but and even in all that time, like it was just rapping in front of friends and just getting it. And it was 88. I was in 11th grade, and that's about the time I'd say I went all city. Because I met Sam Smith. He was the DJ at Carousel.
Oh, DJ Sam Smith?
Yeah, Sam
Oh,
Smith.
that's a
old school.
legend.
Yeah,
Shout
you know
out
what I
to
mean?
fucking Sam
And,
Smith.
Yeah, he had a club. He was doing for a little club called The Word, and it was right over on 4th South, 4th West. You know over where Pioneer Park is?
Yeah.
And there's that little Ranch Records there or something. Used to be a little spot in there. I mean, this place was probably just as big as it. You know what I mean? And just a little sweat box. You know what I mean? But that was the first time I had ever rapped in front of
Word.
people that weren't my friends or faces that I didn't know or nothing like that. You know what I mean? And
Word.
I killed that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, real talk. You know what I mean? And that was like in 88, you know?
How you feel after you killed that shit?
Shit, it was just on from there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, because you don't know. And like I said, I mean, back then, bro, like, it was still considered a black thing. You know what I mean? So I used to trip people out. You know what I mean? So, so I had to, like, kind of prove that I wasn't a gimmick or a toy or whatever. So I used to try to go hard. You know what I mean? Like, I really did. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was telling you guys earlier, when, you could have asked back then and said, you ever heard that little Mexican dude rap? And people knew exactly who you was talking about because, there was maybe 2-3 people that really rapped at that time around here. There's a lot of other people that came after and whatnot, but at that particular moment, you know what I mean?
There's the golden boy.
Yeah, for real. You know what I mean? There's a dude named Bond out in Ogden, Bond and DJ Chan, that was, hard as fuck. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and I was rapping. Ike started rapping with me. Ike started rapping with me at the same time.
Shout out to Skeety.
Yeah, me and Ike started together. And then and Ski's always been my man. Like, I know Ski before rapping, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I know
like, that was your
since we
man.
was little kids, you know what I mean?
That's hard.
Yeah, and Ski moved away for a little while, came back, and he was rapping, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
got better and
Yeah,
shit.
yeah, you know what I mean? And,
Yeah.
but
That's
fucking,
hard, dog. That's
yeah,
fucking,
it was
that's
just,
history, bro. Like, like just to get that kind of content on, like that history fact that you just spit right there, man. I never knew.
yeah, bro, and
That's
it's
just
88, you know what I mean? And now it's crazy, like, the very first show I ever opened for was DJ Quick, and that was in 91.
I was a real DJ Quick.
Yeah, that's when his very first album came out, you know what I mean? And before that, the only show we'd ever had here before that, literally the very first rap show we ever had here was Raw Bass, bro. And I think that was 1980, yeah, 89, 90. And that was literally the first rap concert we ever had
Raw
here,
Bass
dog.
is fucking
You
hard,
go
dog.
so that's what I mean. That's 80, 89,
That's
90.
him on the come up.
Yeah,
Nigga, like,
yeah.
89.
And you want to know something that's fucked up? So I was rapping real tough at that time, and there's this dude named Kex. I don't know if anybody's ever heard of Kex. Kex is hard.
Kex?
You know who Dope Thought is?
I know who
You know who
Dope
Dope? It's his son, dog. Okay, so Kex came from Boston, and he was moving around out here, and I started hearing his name and shit. And
Dope Dot's Cat's son.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah, so
because Dope
Kex is
Dot's
my age.
hard.
You know what I mean? Maybe a year older.
Okay,
But
that's
I remember going to the Raw Bass show, and he was up on stage. And I remember being out in the crowd with all my homeboys, and they was like, "What's up, man? How come you ain't up there?" And I was mad to the motherfucker. You know what I mean? I was salty because I was like, "This dude ain't even from my town." You know what I'm saying? Yeah. This is my shit. This is the first rap show we've ever had here, dog. We never, we didn't get none of the Fresh Fest. Run DMC and them shows didn't come through here. The
Politics,
big tours. They just wasn't. They didn't think there was an audience for it. You know what I mean?
That's crazy, man.
And I was just salty about it, but I found out who brought the show, and like I said, the second show that ever came here was DJ Quick, and I opened up for that shit.
And that was in 90.
That was 90, 91, right around there, because his album just barely came out.
That's like the real DJ Quick too.
It was the very first shit. You know what I mean?
I performed with DJ Quick, but I performed with the new DJ Quick, and I'm not saying there's a difference, but there's a difference. Yeah. It's not the same,
Well, now
he's older. He's matured.
Yeah, but even that, dude, like just the whole like scene now, like it's easy. It's to get next to people and be around. There's so many concerts to come here now. Now the artists are more accessible. You know what I mean? Like literally back then, they was really on some. Yeah, they was on some superstar shit.
They were superstar, man.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So it was crazy.
So that was 80 something, huh? When you the first rap concert in Utah that you
you
know of, or that you know for a fact?
Yeah, it was.
Because I do drunk facts.
No,
Is this drunk fact?
No, it was. Okay. No, it was the
first
rap show.
This first rap show.
Fact.
Talk that shit.
Fact.
Word out. You heard it first on the Nigga Witta Podcast. First rap concert in Utah. Fucking Rob Bass. It takes two to make things go right.
Second show was DJ Quick. Second show was DJ Quick. And they used to be far and in between. Now there's motherfuckers. There's 2 or 3 shows. There's one here, one there.
Fuck.
Back then, them motherfuckers came every 6, 9, 10 months.
I bet, man.
Yeah, and there was nobody here that wanted to have them. Like I said, bro, we still had that more. You know what I mean? Even for the artists back then, they probably, I ain't going to fucking Utah. You know what I mean?
They wasn't trying to.
They didn't want to come here. They, especially back then, they thought it was even more of a Mormon state than it is now. You know what I mean? Back then, it really was stigma over it. They was like, hell no, I ain't going here. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. They probably didn't see any market or a waste of time to come here back then.
The crazy thing is, like, even to now, when you got all these concerts, like, they be hooking you rappers in Utah. Yeah. Utah's not a joke for rappers. They like, nah, I'm cool, bro. Snoop, them niggas get in trouble when they come out here. Weldon. Yeah. Weldon. You know Weldon.
Oh, yeah.
So when did you first meet Weldon?
Weldon, he used to run around with my cousin Rob D, man. God bless him. He passed away.
Word up.
Weldon,
We'll drink to that.
Yeah.
Drink to the cuzzo.
Rob
D, nigga.
But Weldon, man.
He's a G.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's hard.
And, shit, somebody could have came up when he got out this last time because he had them Tupac and Mac Dre songs.
He does. I know.
Man, you be in the game right there. A verse that nobody heard from Tupac. Shit, you be in there. You put your verse on it. You in there. You really are.
I think he's keeping it for his DVD.
Is that what he said? Yeah, because I know he was trying to sell it.
Mac Dre shit was hard though.
Yeah,
he had an original
Mac
Dre.
He got so much music.
He had original Mac Dre. Mac Dre made the beat and recorded it, and he had the verse for Mac Dre and shit. He was gonna sell it to me. I tried to get it to some rappers. I was like, y'all need to buy this.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't have the money at the time. I would have bought it, nigga, just to have it in my catalog, nigga. What are you talking about? And it was recorded in Utah, too. A lot of people sleep on us,
we got history, you know what I mean? And it is. It's that umbrella that we got over us. It really is, you know what I mean? And it's going to be cool when somebody breaks through it.
Pops,
Yeah, you know what I mean? Because it's fucked up because you come with some fire shit and you tell somebody, I'm from Utah, and they're kind of like, they twist their face, you know what I mean? Like, they think it's all just.
You think the youngsters, they kind of don't have that issue, though, nowadays, because there's, like, weird rappers like Jake Paul and shit. Like YouTubers are rappers now. Does it really count anymore, my nigga?
I think it does, though, dog. It really does. I think so. I think Utah still has that stigma. It does.
I done went out to St. Louis, Atlanta. I popped, nigga. Like, I tell people, nigga.
But you probably surprise them.
Fucking right, yeah.
That's what I mean. See, that's what I mean. You surprise them, and see, that's the thing. You know what I mean? If you could get the right people to be surprised, then it'd be a whole different story here. You know what I mean?
It's just that, because we had Lump Sum on here, and we talked about that, nationwide success and everything. Like, nobody's really had it. That's true. Like, billboards and shit. If I was, like, I like Big Meech's approach. The world is yours.
You
get a billboard and shit.
You got to catch your backyard before you can.
You have to.
You do. You have to. You know what I mean? There's, that they got to push you through. They got to believe in you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Before you can get the rest of the country too. You know what I mean? And that, and
Salt
that's-
Lake supports though. So
yeah.
like rap, I know a lot of rappers that did tours and everything and went out.
Yeah,
there and got
moved
the
around.
deal
Oh,
and shit.
yeah.
But Salt Lake supports it. It's local fame out here is fun. It's fucking fun. My bad, I'm tripping.
Do the Mormons support you?
Probably,
You know?
probably, yeah. But they probably support, but they just you don't know it.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? 'Cause
They know about you. They know about me.
they know
They have to.
the mayor.
Come on now.
Man.
Motherfucking mayor.
Come on now. We ain't capping.
Yeah.
We ain't
At
capping.
all.
No, I was like- shout out to the Mormon homies that grew up in Rose Park and Glendale, nigga, that got it out the mud with us. Now them niggas is digi, booming. You know, a lot of the Mormon kids are fucking into the computers, you know, and they're smart, man. The Mormons put people on, man. They put their kids in position, like, word up.
Hopefully they pastors doing right.
Oh, Pastor Eaton in the Mormon temples,
Yeah.
the one on every corner.
I'm saying right by the people.
but there's one on every corner.
Yeah.
They take care of their own. You gotta give them that.
They the
Got you,
one
dog.
they the one religion that do though.
They
take care of 'em.
do.
They be
take
bringing-
care of their own.
I know some
They
real
take care
niggas
of
that's
their own.
Mormon,
They really
man.
do, you
Fact,
know?
See what
though.
I'm saying?
I grew up in
Yeah,
Rose
that's
Park
what
though,
you're
so
talking.
I grew up in the crest, like you know what I mean. Like I know some Jack Mormons. That's what they're called,
Yeah.
Jack Mormon.
Yeah. Ones
Shout out to the Jack
ones
Mormons.
that get drunk on Saturday and go to church
Yo,
on Sunday.
fact,
Yeah.
yo, big ballin', Kimosabe, nigga. Yeah, man, I love it, and I love
What
it.
about the Jack Pastors? They got.
The Jack Mormons. I don't know what that
You know
is.
about them?
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, okay, you said the Jack Mormons.
Nah, that's
I
just
thought
not
that
something.
was
Oh,
what I'm
okay,
saying.
yeah,
You
nah,
know
I
what
don't
I'm saying?
think. I don't
thought
think
maybe
so.
you knew.
I don't know. I haven't heard that one before, but that was a good one. I'm trying to think what they call the pastors that. The niggas is pimping and pandering.
There it is. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause
And there's some
back in the
pastors that
day,
do their thing though.
polygamy though
You stupid.
within the church.
Come
You know what
on,
I'm saying?
brother. You
That-
went there.
All it is organized pimping though.
Oh,
baby. Hey,
shit.
I took it there.
Mel took the gloves off.
I took it there.
God damn, Mel, you alright?
man.
Man.
Went left real
My
quick.
nigga went off the deep end, my
No,
nigga.
hey. I
Damn.
mean, you tell me,
I'm just laughing.
are they not doing the same thing a pimp would do?
Well, you know,
Polygamy.
I ain't never been
Is
pimped.
it not the same thing?
In the grand,
Except for calling them bitches and shit.
they don't come. They might.
Well,
Yeah.
you right, because we don't know. They
Yeah.
stay ducked off, though,
They might.
in the compounds.
They got the compounds.
Yeah.
They got the compounds.
Hey, I had to take it.
They went in on them.
Compounds.
Are you done, my nigga?
Hey, I read
Did you eat? Are you done? That nigga went on a rampage on him. He was like,
I
and
ain't
then.
got no below, man. Do your thing. It is what it is.
Oh my god.
You know?
This is nigga with a podcast.
We just kicking that real spill.
You ain't
yes,
lying.
sir.
He ain't lying though. I'm with him. I'm
Came to
toasted.
talk. We talking. Drink
Yeah, I
it.
love it. I
Yeah.
love it. This
You
is
know
what we
I'm
do, man. This is Utah. We need this. Salt Lake needs this. That's why we started these platforms. You
Convo.
feel me? So,
Convo.
because media is everything nowadays. Like, you know, there's fake news, and then there's like drunk facts, and then there's real news, and we're like in a mix of drunk facts and real news.
Oh no.
Because we're hip hoppers.
No. it's
We're
all-
not like Kanye hip hoppers,
it's
but
all
we're hip
facts,
hoppers.
buddy. It's all facts. I promise.
I don't know. I'm drunk.
I'm not gonna make nothing up for.
Yeah, Oh yeah, nah, nigga. Hey, hold on. A-Train got shit on his written on his hands.
Yeah.
He's cheating right now.
I'm like, yeah, let me know.
He's like, and then.
And then yeah.
That's fucking funny.
And you know, being that you Mexican, how you feel about Trump? You know, trying to build a wall and shit. You know what I'm saying?
It ain't just Trump, dog. It's
Yeah.
been every politician
Yeah.
through the times. You know what I mean?
Just
They all
pushing
got,
it through.
they,
Pushing it
it's all of them. They all got different agendas. Nobody's
Yeah.
got the people's best interest at heart. You know what I mean? It's very rare. I think we had one dude, maybe two. You know what I'm saying? JFK and Obama. You know what I mean?
Ooh,
And, you know,
shout out to them niggas.
You know, for real. You know what I'm saying?
They was smooth, too.
Even Clinton. I think Clinton was a good president.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Clinton played the saxophone, so he cool in my book. I don't know. That
You know what I mean?
matters.
But like,
he got a little
yeah,
soul.
there's the few.
Clinton got a black kid running around this
there's
motherfucker.
a
I
few
seen
in
him on the
history
internet,
that's
and I
handled
truly believe that
there's
that's
a
his
few in
baby.
history that's handled themselves with class. You know what I'm saying? And there's some that were. And the thing is, I mean,
Have you seen that?
you know, all that rah rah and this that whatnot. I don't give a fuck what you say, bro. They ain't nothing's gonna happen that they
Have
don't
you seen
want
Joe
to happen.
Biden's
I don't
running
give
for
a fuck.
president, y'all?
You know what I mean? They've even proved it. You know what I mean? You could, the next president could win by a landslide. You know what I'm saying? But if they don't want that president,
But do you
to
think
win,
Joe
they-
Biden's gonna win?
I'd
Does he have the biggest chance?
I think he's our best candidate.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
What if he got Michelle Obama as his vice
His
president?
vice president. Shit, I'd vote for
I'll
Michelle.
go to the White House, nigga. I'll be outside watching.
Yeah. shit,
Stock.
you could be the president.
I'd be like outside like this. I wish I was in there. They partying in there. You know, Trump gave them McDonald's on a silver platter one
Right?
day.
See,
Hey, but McDonald's is luxury to
That's that
niggas
dude,
sometimes.
yeah.
I ain't lying.
That
So
dude-
Trump is on this
yeah,
shit.
man,
He was right.
It don't even matter as a president, man. That dude's just a piece of shit.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
a
he
human being. You know what I mean?
Trump don't give a fuck about nobody.
Why is it that everybody is a terrorist group except for white supremacists?
It's just crazy, dog. He's just a
Because they're supremacists. They're not terrorists.
Yeah.
They're no, that's why.
I'm just saying,
You're missing the point. They're white supremacists. No,
Yeah, he's just. It's scary though. You
It
know
is
what I mean?
scary.
It is.
Is it scary or is it movie? Is it entertainment?
It's damn near. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
I think it's all a big
some
movie.
of it seems scripted when
It's
you
hella
hear
scripted.
the shit and when you watch the shit. You know what I mean? The one dude that they did the deposition with that was live on TV, like.
Mueller?
Oh, is that who it was?
The guy that got
one
in
that,
trouble,
yeah, the
yeah.
one that just basically got up and snitched and told everything and
Yeah, I
just
think it was him.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then when it was done, it's prosecuted. What the fuck
Right.
you mean? Like, goddamn.
But you want to know
what
the
I'm
crazy
saying?
thing? But Aaron Hernandez went to prison.
Everybody-
40 mil in the bank.
Everybody goes to
You
prison.
know, like, come on, bro. I just be tripping off that shit. Like, the system is fucking crazy.
The system is crazy.
They'll lock
dog.
up somebody for some stupid
For us,
shit.
though, the blacks and Mexicans.
Yeah, but everybody in
Not even the
2019.
minority, dog.
Yeah.
If you ain't rich,
White people are fucked off too,
that's
man.
all it is, dog. When you
Yeah.
get to them, it's rich and poor. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? And they don't give a fuck.
There is
about-
stereotype
like,
typing.
I feel like they don't give a fuck about poor people, dog.
Facts.
You know what I mean? They don't. You know what I'm saying?
Even
They
if you
don't.
nigga shit, Jay-Z said it the best, still nigga. You know, you can ride around in a Phantom all you want. You gonna get pulled over like Lil Uzi Vert or Kodak Black. Look at him. Kodak got all the money in the world right now, man. And he's locked up because they tricked him. You know, they got him scared. They got him riding around with pistols. He know he ain't supposed to have no
They
pistol.
stop
But you got him.
everything. They stop
Once you in that system,
everything.
though, you know.
Well, the crazy thing is being a rapper. You know what I mean? It's like in
They watching
2019. Hell, nigga, they on your Instagram. You're telling on yourself. Half the rappers nowadays telling on
Oh
themselves.
man.
They get on Instagram, they get on anything and just pop it off.
Straps, bags of weed.
They be put
money and shit
6ix9ine
like that.
put a hit out on a nigga on fucking live,
Yeah,
bro.
dog, that shit is crazy.
Like, what do you mean? You put a hit out on somebody and it happened on live?
Telling on yourself. Huh?
Wow. But you know, I got a 15-year-old, but he's smart, you know, and I don't think he will ever put a hit out on. I hope not. My son put a hit out on you, nigga. You deserve to go to jail. I'm sorry. I'm grown now. You got to go to jail for that one. You went on live, Facebook Live, and killed somebody.
What are you doing?
Yeah, you told
what
on
are you
yourself.
doing? Yeah.
Off the top, you know, and I used to not think that because they used to say that to me because I had the first Dope Boy song in Utah.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Around that time, you had the grill shop open, and they used to tell me that you're telling on yourself. I'm like, yeah, right. You know, I wasn't telling on myself. I was just speaking reality.
Speaking facts.
You know, speaking facts and speaking reality, man. You know what I mean? And telling them what I see in Salt Lake and what I see in these streets, you know? And they always used to tell me that. But now, these kids are telling on themselves.
Yeah.
They are. That's like, they are.
Too much.
They are.
Doing too much, saying too much.
They need to.
That's what social media is made.
But do you
for.
feel like there's not enough OGs? Are they that? You know what I mean? Like, come on, bro. Everybody knows when you have an OG, like a real OG, not no fucking foo-foo nigga. You know what I mean? Like you know, somebody that. You know, I'm not
That's
tripping.
a lot of the reason, huh?
You know what I mean?
A
OGs
mentor.
usually
Yeah,
be like
mentors.
a
I know what
mentor.
you
That's an
mean.
OG.
Yeah,
It doesn't
yeah.
matter if he's a gang member,
Or whatever,
coach, track coach that knows the streets or whatever. Just somebody that could pull you aside and talk to you.
But man, with social media, you can't have somebody on you as much as you have your phone in your hand and they put everything and post everything and you're like,
Yeah,
wow, this shit is crazy. You know what I mean? And yeah, it's crazy.
MySpace, I come from MySpace.
But everything's negative, man. Everything's negative.
That's
Every,
the only thing
every,
the news
We didn't have
That's it.
we didn't have negativity on
That's
MySpace.
all they push.
We need to get MySpace. Who started MySpace again? What was that white boy's name that was in Tom, nigga? Where's Tom at? Tom, cut the damn check, nigga. Oh, fuck it. We need to get back in the game, dog. What the fuck we doing? What the fuck going on? What the fuck you mean?
Nigga with a podcast.
Nigga with a podcast, baby. This is what we do. We got motherfucking A-Train in here talking shit.
Yes, sir.
Talking that truth.
Real.
Yeah.
Trying.
This OG A-Train
Right,
too,
man.
man. Legendary A-Train, man. This nigga started the grill shit out here, man. Started the jewelry. Started the big cap. Started the big flex. I remember he had a chain up in there. I think, I don't know. I'm tripping. I'm drunk a little bit. But I wanted this chain so bad, my nigga. I used to look at that bitch every time I went in there. I was like, you still got that one? Nigga, you know somebody's gonna buy it, right? You know, he just wants. I was young. I was like 16, 17. But I had shit going on. Yeah. I had
How you guys did?
We did.
Yeah.
Shout out to the youngsters that was going in the A-Train spending money with my nigga, man. I remember if you didn't get an A-Train grill, even if it was 2 teeth, some niggas would cop it 2 teeth just to say they got the train. A-Train going on. I'm like, I like it. Whatever. He threw a couple diamonds in it. I like it.
It was for all the people I knew. That's what it was. You know, people's like, Train got a shop. You know, because I know so many people from, you know, just all the music and everything back in the day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
And this is before, like, niggas really wanted solids. Because you wasn't doing a lot. So you put stones in niggas' grills. We wanted stones.
Everything.
We wanted canary yellow.
Oh, yeah.
I seen.
Did
Mac get his for yours?
Everybody did, dog.
Yeah.
Everybody did.
I remember he had a purple.
There's maybe one.
He had an alligator mouth grill. Nigga, that nigga shit look crazy. I was like, damn, nigga, what you got in here?
So if you need the grill or the chain.
I mean, we was in Manhattan. I see that nigga's grill. I said, man,
what
what kind of gems are there? What is that? He was like, oh, I got purple. But like, he had all the colors in this shit, but it was like, it was nasty. Because this nigga's diamonds was pure, you know what I mean? Like, you go in there, he gonna tell you the percentage. That's how I learned the points on diamonds. You know, I didn't know that. And then, you know, I took that and when I went to St. Louis, that's how I bought all my stones.
Because you knew what you were
Because I like
talking about.
stones. I don't care if it's sapphire or what. I like stones. You know, I'm an earth guy. Indigo, baby. You know what I mean? Scorpio. So I like stones. I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? You know? But I know them CZs was hitting better than some niggas' diamonds. Oh, shit. Am I tripping?
Talk your shit.
Am I wrong for that, Trainer? I think I'm right.
Talk your shit.
I seen niggas go in there and drop cash on diamonds, and the CZs was hitting harder when the little young nigga, he was just getting out of, you know, whatever he was doing. He just needed something, you know? Shit, Trainer had that motherfucking spot jumping over there.
It was a spot.
13 South State Street.
It was a spot. Yeah.
Right off of State.
Yeah, it's crazy how things just fall into place sometimes. You know what I mean?
Man.
It's just.
I salute you.
Yeah,
man.
sometimes it's just timing. You know what I mean? That's all it is timing. Yeah.
Word, man. Anything you want to tell people before we wrap up, my nigga?
Ah, man, shit. Thanks for having me, bro.
Nah, man,
Thanks
you
for
killed
having
it,
me.
bro.
Word,
You killed that
Been
shit.
real, man.
Hey, motherfucking Train. I called him A Triggity earlier. Gave him a new name. A Triggity. My nigga. Thank you, bro.
Yes, sir.
This shit gonna go viral.
Man, if you need the grill or the chain,
Yeah, he's still in
A-Train.
Yeah.
Yeah, still got him. Still got it. Still got it. What'd he say?
Said it again, man.
If you need the grill or iced out chain, just holler at your man A-Train.
Yes, sir.
Hey, nigga with a podcast. All right, we out, baby. We gonna wrap it up.